So let me get this straight. You're absolutely dominating your matches in 2v2, and your mechanics, they feel razor sharp, but you're still stuck in the same rank that you was last season. Sound familiar? You and your duo partner are caught in an endless loop. You win one, you lose one. In this video, we're gonna break down the 11 most common blunders keeping you pinned down, and I'll show you how to turn that into a coordinated strategy that will finally get you ranked up. Number 1, ignoring your roles. All right, the first and arguably most critical mistake is not understanding the simple roles of first and second man. The problem, you and your teammate are either both chasing the ball like magnets, or you're both hesitating, leaving massive gaps all over the field. The game feels random because there's no structure. 1 second, you're awkwardly bumping each other in the opponent's corner, and the next you're both sitting in goal watching the ball roll in. The solution, it's simple. In any situation, one person attacks the ball and the other supports. The first man's job is to apply pressure and to challenge the ball. The second man's job is to hang back just enough to read the play, ready to slam home a pass, control a loose ball, or sprint back on defense if the challenge is lost. Here's why it works. The system makes sure you've always got your bases covered. When the first man forces the opponent to make a play, the second man is already in position to react. This constant, fluid rotation is the bedrock of good 2v2. It kills double commits and stops you from leaving your net wide open. Which leads us into number 2, the dreaded double commit. This mistake is a direct symptom of ignoring those first and second man roles. It's so common and so soul-crushing that it needs its own section. Here's the problem. You see the ball. You think you have a better angle than your teammate. You both go for it. What happens next? You either smash into each other, setting up a perfect pass for the other team, or you both go soar past the play, leaving your net completely empty for a tap-in. Here's the solution. Trust your teammate. Seriously, if your partner is clearly the first man and is going for the ball, your job is to back off and get ready for whatever happens next. This takes a massive amount of awareness. Before you leap at the ball, take a millisecond to see where your teammate is. If they're going, you're not. Why this works, y'all? Rocket League is a team game, right? A slightly worse touch from your teammate who's in the right position is infinitely better than a perfect touch that results from a double commit. Avoiding this one thing preserves your defensive shape. And in 2v2, a single double commit almost always leads to a goal. It's like a snowball effect because the next one is awful rotations. Your mechanics could be god tier, but if you can't get back to your net without causing a traffic jam, you're not gonna rank up. So here's the problem. After you take a shot or make a pass, you turn your car around and drive straight back through the middle of the field. Or even worse, you try to get back on the same side the ball is on. This clogs up everything, gets in your teammate's way, and basically paints a giant target on your back for a demo. So the solution to all of this right here is always rotate far post away from the ball. This is called a wide rotation. If you just make a play in their left corner, you swing out to the right side of the field, grabbing a few small boost pads on your way and settle at a goal post furthest from the action. Here's why it works. Rotating to the back post gives you a panoramic view of the entire field. It gives you a wide view. You see the attack developing, you see your teammate moving up, and you can defend almost any shot from this spot. It also gives your teammate a clear open lane to push forward. This one habit will make your defense 10 times stronger and your rotations feel silky smooth. So number 4, y'all, is terrible boost management. I have recently fell victim to terrible boost management lately. Boost is the lifeblood of the game. Yeah, so much of us treat it like an afterthought. Think about it. So the problem is this right here. You're constantly hitting 0 boost at the worst possible moments. You'll abandon a perfectly good position to grab a 100 boost. You don't even need it, taking yourself completely out of the play. So what's our solution? Learn the boost pad lanes. There are paths of small pads all over the field that can get you from empty to full in seconds without leaving the play. Make a real effort to drive over these pads as you rotate. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you miss them. I know. I do the same thing too. It's just as important to learn to play well on low boost. You don't need 100 boost though to make smart challenge plays or a key save. Here's why it's going to work. Leaving the player for boost is a cardinal sin. By fueling up on small pads, you stay in position to stay relevant. As a bonus, you're now boost starving your opponents. Every little pad you pick up is one they can't have, forcing them into awkward spots that you can easily punish. Remember, if they have to leave the play to get a bigger boost, you win. If you have to get a bigger boost, you lose. So this next one right here is a little bit iffy, y'all. I know that a bunch of people don't use mics while playing Rocket League. A lot of people don't use mics while playing a lot of video games. But if you can communicate, Rocket League has a quick menu on your D-pad. If you're on PC, I have no idea what you use, I'm sorry. You can use these quick messages to let everyone know, hey, I need boost. Hey, rotate and right, I'm defending. So on and so forth. If you have a microphone, you can speak it. So the problem is you and your teammate are basically mind readers. At a low rank, we're terrible at it. We're horrible at that. We both are going for the kickoff, or no one goes for the kickoff. I've seen a lot of that. We both stay in goal, or you censor the ball to absolutely nobody. The lack of info leads to hesitation and tons of missed chances. So our solution at hand, use the quick chats. It's that simple. I got it. Defending, centering are your best friends on kickoff. A quick I got it instantly solves who goes and who supports. It takes less than a second and prevents the #1 cause of kickoff goal. Here's why it's going to work. I mentioned a lot of things so far. Quick chats, it takes away the guesswork. It lets you broadcast what you're about to do, giving your teammate the info they need to make their move. Even this tiny bit of information or communication, it creates a predictable rhythm, which is everything in 2v2 or 3v3. Number 6, y'all, mindless challenging versus shadow defending. All right, so listen closely. Not every ball needs to be challenged. Sometimes the smartest play you can make is no play at all. Let's start with the problem. An opponent is dribbling the ball straight at you, and your gut instinct is to dive in head first. What happens? 9 times out of 10, they just pop the ball right over you and have a wide open net. You're challenging just for the sake of it. So the solution to the problem, learn the shadow defend. This just means you position your card between the ball and your net. You're basically just mirroring the attacker's moves from a safe distance. Your goal isn't always to take the ball. It's to force them into a bad spot like the corner or make them take a weak shot that your teammate can easily scoop up. Here's why it works. Here's why it works. Shadow defense buys your team precious time. It gives your teammate a moment to get back into position and stop the attacker from getting a free, uncontested shot. By staying grounded and not making a reckless dive, you force the opponent to outplay you instead of outplaying yourself. This patience is a huge sign of a high-level player. By the way, if you're getting some aha moments from these tips, already thinking about what to work on, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We're only halfway through, and the next few points are absolute game changers. So that leads us to number 7, you all. That's the risky kickoffs. The game literally starts with the kickoff. Losing it badly can put you on your heels for the rest of the game. Problem with this is you cheat up on kickoff, driving right behind your teammate. The ball goes dead in the middle, and because you're both so close, the other team just pops it over you for a goal 5 seconds into the game. The solution, the safest, most consistent kickoff in 2v2 is for the supporting player to go directly for the corner boost. This guarantees that no matter what happens in the middle, one of you will have a full tank of boost and a perfect view of the net. So with this right here, yes, there's 2 styles of play: to cheat up, not to cheat up. You can cheat up. Hang back a little bit more further so that way if something does happen, you are the defense, okay? So it's all right not to cheat up and it's okay to cheat up. So why these work? Cheating up is a high risk, high reward. Going for corner boost is a low risk, high reward play as well. Sure, you give up a little bit of pressure in the middle, but you guarantee you won't get scored on immediately. This solid foundation lets your team handle any kickoff result and move right into a structured play. And with that, it leads into number 8, clearing the ball to nowhere. Think about this. You just made an incredible save, but what do you do next is just as important. And here's the problem that I go through, and that a lot of people I've seen, randoms and 2v2s do as well, or in 3v3s, they do the same thing. You're under pressure in a corner, and your only thought is to hit the ball hard. You boom it away straight in the middle of the field where an opponent is waiting. You've just turned your great clear into their perfect assist. So the solution with this is to control your clears. Instead of just smashing the ball, aim it. Hit it high off the sidewall or soft into the opponent's corner. If you have a second of space, try to control it and start a dribble. The goal is to clear it safely, not just far. And here's why it works. A hard clear to the middle only relieves pressure for about 2 seconds before it puts you in an even worse spot. By clearing the ball to the sides, you force the opponent to go and get it, which gives your team time to grab boost and reset. A controlled clear means you keep the ball, and possession is everything. A lack of basic consistency is next. This right here might sound like mechanics, but it's more fundamental. It's about being reliable. So take this. You whiff easy shots. You can't seem to hit the ball with power when it counts. When you land after an aerial, your car comes to a dead stop and it takes you forever to get back into the play, right? You guys tracking? Here's how you fix that. You don't need to learn how to triple reset. You just need to master the basics. That means practicing power shots until they're second nature. Learning to fast aerial properly. And this is the big one, y'all. Always holding your power slide when you land to keep momentum, okay? So the reason why all this right here works is consistency is king. Being able to reliably hit the ball where you want it is way more valuable than hitting one crazy trick shot out of 20 attempts. Good recovery mechanics like half flips, wave dashes, you're back into the play faster than your opponents, creating a 2-on-1 advantage all over the field. This next one, I'm going to talk about this one. I used to do this all the time in 1v1s, and it worked for me in 1v1s. 2v2s, not so much, or 3v3s. Being too passive. While mindless aggression is a rank killer, being too passive is just as deadly, y'all. Think about this. You give your opponent way too much time and space. You just sit back in your net like a goalie statue, letting them set up the perfect dribble or passing play without ever feeling an ounce of pressure. So here's what you can do. You can be aggressive, but be smart about it. You have to apply pressure to force mistakes. This doesn't always mean driving at the ball. Sometimes it's faking a challenge to make them panic, or just driving into a space to block a passing lane. Here's why it works. Good opponents with unlimited time and space will score on you. It's that simple. By applying calculated pressure, you force them to act before they're ready, which leads to what, y'all? Turnovers and weak hits. This proactive mindset lets you dictate the pace of the game instead of just reacting to it. You control it. Finally, y'all, last tip of the night, number 11. Last tip, the hope pass. A great pass will win you the game. A bad one could lose it for you. If you guys watch the live streams, sometimes I'm banging a ball right off the wall. Not even looking for my teammate. I'm just hoping that they're in the middle, ready for this pass. More than likely they're not. They're getting boost because I have possession. So I'm just giving it right back to the other team. So if you do the same thing that I do, here's how we change that. It all comes down to awareness. Before you pass, you have to know where your squad mate is. If they're not in position, don't pass it. Take a 50-50. Try to control the ball yourself, or even cycle it back into your own corner to safely reset. Here's why this is going to work for you. A pass directly to the other team is the #1 cause of a devastating counterattack. By making sure your teammate is actually ready for the play, you turn a coin flip into a high percentage scoring chance. When in doubt, it's always A better option, to play it safe, keep the ball, and wait for a better moment.